Well, 1991 was really a momentous year for England, wasn't it? Of triumph and almost triumph.
It was a tremendous year here. It's seen some great rugby, and the scenes after the Grand Slam against France were quite incredible. Trying to get off the pitch or persuade people to let me off the pitch and the rest of the team. And obviously through a World Cup where there's some great moments here, and nearly winning the final, but losing, I think, to a great side. But some lovely memories, some great memories.
For the best part of a decade since Bill Beaumont's Grand Slam year of 1980, England rugby had been in the doldrums. Not until this game, the final match of the 1988 Five Nations Championship against Ireland, had there been a real hint of a revival. But this 6-try victory was to be the start of the glory years.
Underwood stays on his feet, deep into the Irish 22, eludes the tackle. Can he make it to the line? Referee Norling has given the try, and Underwood scores a try for England. A game which will decide who tops up the bottom of the championship with Scotland. Dooley down, Skinner. England form the wedge to drive. Cries of heave rebound around the stadium. On goes Rendell with Richards. Harding, Dooley standing off for the charge. Harding again, Carling. Still held up, on drives Skinner. Still within striking distance, Harding. Halliday, OT, yes! Chris Oaty celebrates his first Twickenham international. Dooley. England getting more authoritative up front by the minute. On the switch is Halliday from Andrew. Bursts the first tackle and the second. Finally by Ringan, OT goes for the double and gets it. England again, Richards, Harding, Underwood this time. Tremendous acceleration. This time the tackling firm by Paul Dean, the important one. But on goes Jeff Probyn up to Ireland's 22. Harding, Andrew, England come again. Carling, Webb, OT, bidding for the hat-trick. Ringland shadows him all the way, but doesn't tackle, and Oaty's in. Oaty's there for the hat-trick. Harding to Andrew. Carling dummies to Halliday, and it's Webb taking it well. Into the line, and Underwood took that brilliantly, cuts back inside. Underwood still, has he the acceleration? Lovely dummy, under the post, he deserves it. Rory Underwood's 5th try. Webb, Richards, Harding, Carling, Halliday, trying to make the opening for Underwood, but inside, beautiful pick-up, Rob Andrew. Brian Moore, Rees, Underwood, Underwood's in. Try number 6, and the winger has done it again.
Without a try in the championship to that point, England's farewell flourish took them off the bottom of the table and brought encouragement for the future. But the real fireworks began on November the 5th, 1988, with the visit of Australia. And at Twickenham, after impressive performances by the divisional sides against the Wallabies, an ambitious England team took the field under the new captaincy of a 22-year-old, Will Carling. The result was spectacular.
Underwood in from the blindside wing. Underwood still tries to find support to Halliday. Robinson chips on, Harriman knocks on. It would have been a try. He snatched at it just a touch, and the try denied.
Lovely ball by Wade Dooley here, but look at the inside pass here to Rory Underwood. He pops straight through the middle there, splits the defence.
Charged down by Robinson. The try is for Dowie Morris on his debut. England come back. Australia still not the greatest strength centre field. England come at them now. Halliday, Carling, pincer tackle. Ackford, Andrew. Underwood, is he clear? Underwood it is. Does he make it to the corner? They'll await the touch judge's decision. The try is given. "17 minutes remain. No knock on. Harriman spins it to Richards. Good driving run by Richards. Gets the pass in well to Edgerton. Moore. Mobile England pack. Now Underwood again. Underwood for the corner. Yes, no doubt. What a brace of tries by the flying officer. Tyneman has possession. Farr Jones, Liner, and that's Miller getting the pass from Cook. Dewi Morris to Carling. England in possession again. Carling away. Great run. Surely it's on now for Halliday to wrap it up. Simon Halliday, his first try for England, seals victory over Australia for sure. And they've deserved it. But what a way in which to put the final nail in the coffin.
The tables turned indeed on Australia, and victory for England 28-19, fashioned principally by a revitalised pack and an inspired back row performance. Confidence then for a new Five Nations Championship. But first there was Scottish commitment to contend with. Enough in the end to stifle that English optimism.
Chalmers. Again, very high. Jonathan Webb, first miss, on goes Jeffrey. Jeffrey daring for it. Jeffrey has scored. John Jeffrey's 8th try for Scotland, and they're in the lead. The first mistake by John Webb. There was the lovely ball. Now, it was a beautiful Gary Owen. Chalmers has always put a lot of height on his Gary Owen especially. Jonathan Webb here with help from Underwood, but he spilled it, and look at Jeffrey's pace here. He got past Underwood, and watch this, the dive got him there. What a good try by the flanker. So they'll all know that time is up. Milne's throw, taken by Richards. England with the put-in. Now it's within range of Rob Andrew for a drop goal. He scored 7 drop goals for England so far. Morris to Andrew. Decides to go wide. Andrew, well tackled by Soule, taken on by Robinson into Ackford. Dean Richards held. 10 metres out from Scotland's line. And it's a penalty to England. Scots penalised again for work on the floor. It may have been for handling, it may have been for preventing fair release. And Brian Moore there praying that this penalty goes over. Please give me just this one goal kick and I'll be a good boy for the rest of the week, he says. Can the 25-year-old seal it for England? Andrew then. It's pulled, it's wide. Referee's whistle goes for the end of the match. It was always going to be a very difficult kick indeed, even though the conditions in a way are in Andrew's favour. Ahern, high, in comes Webb. Morris, the scrum half, oh what a break. There's a real chance here for England. And he delayed just a bit too long. He maybe didn't feel that his support was in a good enough position. Rory Underwood was up there. And eventually Paul Haycock puts it away. But that really was a typical break by Dewi Morris. The thing he was doing against the Australians in his 3 matches against them. And really, if the link had been there, it was a pushover try. Inside Ireland's 22. Ackford again. Dean Richards goes in to help. Mike Teague ready as they roll them all. Roll, roll, and away they go. Richards helping. That's a great surge by the England forwards. And here they go again, and it could well be a a drive over try, but the Irishmen have managed to congregate. They've got together, managed to stop it, but they're only about 2 or 3 metres out. And England get the put in, and what an opportunity for them to maybe seal the match here.
It's a good attacking ploy there by England, that they kept the ball, they drove it, and for once that the ball didn't go to ground, they kept the ball in the hand. And here they've got a great attacking chance because they've got a huge blind side.
Moore's won the strike. Richards is holding. Morris wondering whether to go. Out to Andrew. Good covering there, but offside. It's a penalty to England. Now Will Carling comes forward and tells them what they're going to do. They're going to go for a short one. How splendid. On to Rendell. Again going for the rumble over try. The try is given. Let's see who gets up. Brian Moore had his arms up in the air, but Paul Rendell was there as well. And Dewi Morris with his second try for England, and here's how it all came about. It was a great surging drive by the forwards. And yes, both of them seem to be in on it. I'll bet they're both going to claim it. Look at Brian Moore with his arms up in the air. Ackford 5, Dooley 4. Dooley jumped a wee bit early, but still got hands to it. Morris to Oti. Oh, what a marvellous bit of running by Oti. He threaded his way through there. There seemed to be no way through. Robinson. Moore fed it back. Oti once more. So strong. Morris once again. Drive by Brian Moore. On to Richards. Richards home. Dean Richards scores his 5th try for England, and that surely is the one that seals the match for them.
And they've Rory Underwood poised to come in from the right as England get the strike. They're taking it on themselves, the pack. Now it's out. Morris, Andrew, through to Carling. Dummies, and he's away! No one will stop him now. It's England's captain with his first try for his country. And what a time to do it. What a brilliant dummy. Will Carling, the scorer. The last moments, plus injury time. Still they hammer on. Dewi Morris, Dean Richards almost through. Robinson is. Andy Robinson sealed it with his first England try. And the wee flanker, 24-year-old, in his first game against France, knows England are home. And that's the exultation and joy of victory, surely. Wales reel it though, make it awkward. Rob Andrew, left-footed drop goal. Yes! It just tucked itself round the post between the junction of the crossbar and the upright. So England recapture the lead. Paul Turner. And a testing ball. Underwood back there to feed Webb, but it's a difficult one for Webb, and Wales pass through from Evans. Kicked on by Emir. And the try is given as Hall came through. Mike Hall adds to his try against Scotland, and Wales take the lead.
A sad end for England, but runners-up to France in the Championship was definitely a step forward on the road to rehabilitation. The summer of '89 saw a significant England contribution to the Lions' triumph in Australia before the new domestic season was ushered in by the rout of Fiji. And in a basket of 10 England tries, there was a record-equalling bag of 5 for Rory Underwood.
Dooley in the middle, and this is Mullins. Trenchant run. Hill, on goes Ackford. Winterbottom, chance on here. Andrew men over. This is Guscott, feeds it out wide to Underwood. What a start by England, just 2 minutes gone. Rory Underwood's 14th England try. Zizek Tonga there at the front for Fiji, along with Andy Mullins, England's new prop. Mark Nanette, of course, the other. Good work. Carling. Winterbottom the link. Bailey, Guscott, handling well. Underwood with the handoff. Bailey's come across, but Underwood's jinked inside and is home for his second try within a couple of minutes. Crowd had vocal weight. Once again, Skinner wins possession. Hill, Andrew, Carling, Guscott, Hodgkinson in the line, overlap for Rory Underwood's hat-trick. So Hill leaves it for Edgerton. Hill now. Bailey back inside. Edgerton, good back row player here is Skinner. 5 metres out, going like a bull in the China shot, drive over the line and try given. And that was excellent close quarter work with, I sense, Skinner at the bottom. He's the man in possession. Edgerton again. Hill. Slipped on from Hodgkinson. Bit man and ballish that as Underwood slips it away though. Andrew. Good distribution. Carling. Nicely done. Lovely acceleration. Andrew in support. Bailey. In at the corner and round. Oh, that's a great score. Edgerton's come up to the front. Trying create problems for Fiji on their own throw. Through goes Lynette. Yes, it is. Another debut try. Lynette. And again, Andrew. Guscott slows it, increases it. Hodgkinson. 4th try for Rory Underwood. That's a new target for him achieved. (40-17), but Fijians accustomed to bouncing back, but have additional problems now with one man off. This is Andrew, Carling, Guscott, one on here. This is going to equal the record for an Englishman in try-scoring history. A record that has stood since 1907. Rory Underwood now matches Lambert, who scored 5 tries against France in 1907 at Richmond, and down the road here at Twickenham, Rory Underwood, England's most capped wing three-quarter, has equalled that long-standing record. Just inside the England half. Edgerton to Skinner. And Hill, back row have worked well together with the scrum half. Good running, Bailey. He's clear, I think, but there's Rasawai across. Good cover from the second row. Skinner's there, Rees is there. England's pack's there, far in advance of the Fijians, and they're going to roll over the line, but held up they are. Try and roll it round now. Fiji try to push them into the corner. The crowd on that side applaud. The touch judge runs round. The try is awarded. And who's at the bottom? Ackford. Paul Ackford's first England try. Skinner, dive pass, well. There's a man over, or 3 here. Guscott gets his desserts. So keeps his try-scoring record intact, his second international, 3 against Romania, and now his first against Fiji.
That win over Fiji was the prelude to a memorable championship season, packed with glorious rugby and great performances by both England and Scotland, leading ultimately to high drama. But it was Ireland who were the first visitors to Twickenham on a day that Rory again made history.
Ackford watch it clear. Hill once again. Hill once more. Underwood is away. Good tackle by Crossan. The drive on by Progan. First try of the match for Jeff Progan, the prop forward. And his second try for England in a major international, and you felt really that it had to come. Here it goes. Underwood really made the dent. It was a scything run by him. Ahern couldn't hold him. Eventually Crossan got him. But just watch here, Probyn following up so fast for a prop forward. And a great try for him. They'll be delighted at Wasps with that one. Dooley got fingers to that one. Yes, well, Philip Matthews seemed to throw the first punch. Maybe held by the jersey and retaliating. Winterbottom onto Moore. Moore the hooker. Onto Carling. Carling all the way into the 22. Underwood has it now. Magnificent covering tackle by Brendan Mullen on Carling. Hill.
The referee could well have played a little bit of advantage because England certainly had a fair overlap there, and I think they would have been far happier having the chance to run the ball rather than get the penalty. But good play there by Brian Moore, who's had a great game.
Andrew feeding on to Rendell. Dooley trying to rip it clear. Brian Moore driving. They're only 2 meters short. On there to Edgerton. England have scored their second try of the match. David Edgerton of Bath scores his first try for England, and that surely is the clincher. Really, you felt that it had to come. It was again a lovely pass from his Bath clubmate. Notice the control he had, and on the line, of course, is behind the line. Edgerton, the try scorer. Ackford robs. Drive by Winterbottom. Andrew, Carling, Guscott again. Guscott the long one out to Underwood. Underwood going for the corner. Is it going to be a try? The referee is there. He'll have to ask his touch judge. The try has been awarded, and Rory Underwood has set a new English record. His 19th try for England, beating the record of the great Cyril Lowe, which has lasted since 1923. It was Jeremy Guscott really who opened the door, and then the beautifully flicked pass. And Underwood had still an awful lot to do, but he is very quick. He's the quickest in the whole English squad. Crossan made a good effort, but Underwood, well, his feet were up in the air. They were over the line, but as long as they don't touch the line or beyond it, he's all right. Ahern waits. Mullen. This is Kiernan. On to Mannion. Matthews helping. Great chance here for England as Carling goes. Let a bit of mazy running. Guscott is through. Guscott with his pace. He's going to make it. Another lovely try for England. Jeremy Guscott scores his 5th try for his country in his 3rd international, and that really does tie it up.
England win it. Andrew. For Underwood to chase. Beautifully placed kick. Underwood is almost clear. Can he gather it now? He's over the line and down for the try. What a score by Rory Underwood. His 20th try for England, and what a valuable one.
Well, it was a great play here by Andrew. Notice how he doubles back. You notice that Serge Blanco is out of position because he just chips it over the defenders. They've got to turn, and you can't afford to give Underwood a couple of yards start. And just noted the ball quite nicely here, just stops for him, and all he's got to do is pick up and go over. Good play by Rob Andrew to create that score.
Maynell just hammers it downfield, trying to ring the changes, but Hodgkinson there to cover it. Amari and Rouma, that's Olivier Rouma, 6'7", tallest man on the field, gathering it in. Now to Sella, Charvet, the skills are here. Sella now, is well set up to Herbeny. Berbizier trying to dig it out himself, and does. Maynell, Charvet, rebounds off Carling. Awkward one for Blanco. Guscott's there. How will it bounce? He's got it. He's in for the score. That's vital. Jeremy Guscott.
And England players, arms aloft, celebrate what could be the vital try of this encounter. They kept their head, and so here did young Guscott. What a kind bounce. Jeremy Guscott to follow the try that he got against Ireland 2 weeks ago. Look at the delight and the joy. France is 22 still, and Teague again, taking out one, then another, this time Meynell, setting it up for Hill. 20 metres out, back to the pack, well taken by Dooley. 10 metres to go. Hill having a go himself. Teague in support, now it's Brian Moore. They're still pounding away at the French line. They'll not stop till the final whistle from Andrew. Cutting back, tackled by Devergie, but still possession, and Carling's going to seal it. The England skipper, a smile of guaranteed success. England have the throw now. Dooley. Hill, Andrew, Carling. Good support by Andrew. Winterbottom the link, Guscott. Opt to check and take it on himself. There might have been an overlap chance if he'd spun it. Hill weighs the options, sends it to Andrew, he switches. Carling outside. Eludes the first tackle and the second, still Carling, 2 metres out, he's in the corner and has got the try. Slipshod defence by Wales, but conviction in the mind of Will Carling got him there. All the options here for Hill. 10 metres out, almost in front of the post. Dummies to catch Collins offside, but play continues. Pirouettes to the narrow side, to Winterbottom. Skinner and Teague there as well. Set up Hill to Underwood, he's in the corner. Beautiful quick thinking by Richard Hill. Give Underwood that fractional moment of advantage to add to his tally. Wales throw in, and they've Arthur Emir poised to come in to burst into the line if it's good ball. It's stretched though by Phil Davies. Did well to turn to set it up. Evans, Ring. Crash bang, tactics. Phillips takes it on though. Building up some momentum here, Wales. Jones, reverse pass. Emir now. Beats the first tackle, not that of Teague though. And it falls to Underwood, who skips the second tackle. Chasing hard is Thorman. Underwood goes, and they'll not stop him now. He just flies in. And from imminent danger, England break out. Have managed to turn it, make it available. Winterbottom to Underwood. Underwood going for a hat-trick. Inside is Brian Moore, rounding it off Richard Hill. And he's deserved that. Richard Hill, his first England try.
And that win meant the perfect grand finale in the emotionally charged atmosphere of Murrayfield, as for the first time in history all the mythical and tangible trophies were at stake between England and Scotland. Calcutta Cup, Triple Crown, Championship and Grand Slam.
Scotland with a psychological drive on there, taken from Armstrong to Calder. Calder drives in, and the Scots already taking the play to England. What a surge that was. Armstrong, but it's a penalty for being offside over the top.
Well, it's been a very impressive start by the Scots forwards because they've taken the game to England. There's been a lot of question marks about the mobility of the English front five especially, and this is the great strength of the Scotland side. They don't let you settle, they harass you all the time, and Finlay Calder and young Armstrong did that superbly well there.
Craig Chavers then, away out there on the right. He's pulled it, there's a loud roar from the east stand. It wasn't his best kick of all time because it bobbled and weaved but it's given Scotland a 3-0 lead. And already a bit of niggle there up the side of that scrimmage. The Dutch judge, Derek Bevan's flag is pushed out, and so it's going to be a question of Dutch judge foul play. David Scholl may have had a lick there. Just watch here as the drive went in. Oh, it was a pretty rough bit of footwork there, without a doubt. Craig Chalmers then. Last little look. The flags are up again. And Craig Chalmers' second penalty goal brings him to 254 points. 6-0 Scotland lead, 10 minutes gone. The passion's pretty high out there. And there you notice that Jeff Probyn has got a hold of Sol's elbow and trying to ease him down into an uncomfortable position. Teague holding it in for England on halfway. Teague picks and goes. Tackled by Calder. Hill. Lovely break. Carling is away. There's a marvellous overlap here. Out to Guscott. Guscott has dummied and is going, and Guscott has scored. That is a magnificent English try. Jeremy Guscott's 7th try for England in just 6 internationals, and it was a beauty. There was the drive by Teague. He laid the ball back beautifully. And then here, Hill, going to the right, gave Carling a lovely run. Carling desperately quick. Now watch how Guscott dummied Gavin Hastings and had the pace to get there out of Armstrong's tackle. It was a super try. Moore's throw, Cronin, Armstrong, Chalmers. Chalmers all the way out to Hastings, but the referee's whistle had gone. Scott Hastings with a real chance there, and dying to have a go at Jeremy Guscott. They were both pals on the Lions tour. And it's Paul Ackford who's been cautioned there by the referee. Must have been a bit of rough work at the line out. Scott Hastings, you can see there, so keyed up, and he was so disappointed because he wanted to play advantage there. Gavin Hastings, the placer. Chalmers then. Oh, he's done it once more. I mean, it looked so inebriated as it went over. You would have thought it would have keeled over, but he's done it. 3 penalty goals for Craig Chalmers. Scotland 9-4 ahead. Pick up by Jeffrey. Jeffrey to Armstrong. Armstrong nicely out to Gavin Hastings. Gavin Hastings who's the kick through. On goes Stanger. Stanger could be there. Fuck, it's a try! A magnificent try for the 21-year-old. His first try in a championship match, but his 6th try for Scotland in his 6th international. And, well, the euphoria around the ground is something else. 13 points to 4, the Scots lead. Moore throws, Dooley gets it, Hill nicely out to Andrew, along to Carling. Underwood came in, but the dummy run by Carling. He's tackled by Turnbull, feeds on to Rendell. That's a Scottish 22. Loud blast for an arm going over and killing the ball. A penalty to England, almost in front of the Scottish post. Hodgkinson then. Oh, it looks good. It's a beauty, and that's a very important goal for England. 13 points to 7, the Scots lead, and Simon Hodgkinson has brought them back into the match.
But that was to be the final score, leaving in its wake a devastated, disconsolate England. But the following autumn, the match with the Barbarians in the club's centenary game at Twickenham did much to restore England morale, as they narrowly overcame the best of the rest of the world.
Hill again. Inside is Rees. Reverse pass for Richards onto Teague. 5 metres out from the line. It's Dean Richards driving. He'll get there. What a return for the Leicester number 8. Dean Richards back with a vengeance. Richard Hill worked so hard on his technique. Gary Rees held by Phil Davis, but it flicks back kindly to Hill. Andrew, Carling, Guscott there. Outside long is Rory Underwood, ducks inside Campese, floats it out to Hodgkinson. What a try! Oh, that's a gem.
And just 5 weeks later, Simon Hodgkinson was making the headlines again, this time against visiting Argentina, with a new individual point-scoring record of 23 points in England's overwhelming 51-0 victory.
So far, Argentina starved of possession as England win it again. Hill sees a chance here. He's gone through all the way. Hill's solo effort. Great score. He left them all mesmerised. They were looking as to whom he was going to pass to, and he just kept going. This holding up, but England with clean possession. The sort of thing that Hill practices time and again. Puts the winger under enormous pressures. Hill there to recover it. Rob Andrew, Underwood wide out against Escura. Underwood flying. Underwood all the way. $55,000 baying for another try. They feel they've waited too long. It may come now. Hill takes out Porter. It's there somewhere. Underwood scrum half. Rob Andrew has a dabble, is held by Camardon. Once again, Hill, Winterbottom, Underwood looping round. It's a scoring pass. For Rory Underwood. Hill varying the plays well. Richards, the back row as a wedge. Dooley finds Hill. There's a three-man overlap here. Carling took it well. Guscott screams through the middle, all the way home. So a seven-man pack against England's dominant 8 in any case adds to the problems. 33 points to 0. About 7 minutes to make it to go. And England will want to lay it on a bit. Straight through is John Hall. That marks his comeback. Well, a flanker short. There really was little to stop the 16-stone flanker on his return to England colours. Argentina possession, not for long. Up from Rees to Winterbottom. Oliver rolling it round. Hill waits. Andrew, Carling, this move, Hodgkinson. Cleverly done. There's pace here. Guscott and Underwood, they're clear. Underwood, not a deliberate tackle, but Guscott follows up anyway. It matters not who scores it. And England's adventure rewarded. England still looking for more as we come into the last minute of play. Heslop, Hodgkinson to Underwood, relishing his chance, this time Guscott, Rees, Wade Dooley, Hill, Andrew, it's all on here. Winterbottom the link, Carling, still Carling, Hodgkinson, Underwood for the hat-trick, brilliant. England rampant.
With memories still fresh of Murrayfield disappointment, the opening of England's 1991 challenge was cloaked in tension against an uncomfortable backcloth of rows over professionalism. The setting was Cardiff Arms Park, where, and no Englishman needed reminding, England hadn't won since 1963. This time they needn't have worried, as the same 15 was to carry England through the whole glorious season.
The Welsh forwards are all there as Mark Ring went in to try and hold it. Carried over scrum 5. Now this is the most difficult situation to defend from. All kinds of options open to England here. Hill makes the dummy run to try and get an offside decision. It's held in there on the far side by Peter Winterbottom. Now it's Dean Richard. But the Welsh have taken the scrummage down, and it's a penalty to England.
Yes, I think the referee there was indicating that Paul Knight on the tight head there had been penalised for dropping the scrum, but obviously England had the advantage.
So Simon Hodgkinson, remember his record 23 points against Argentina in the 51-0 win in November. Well, he didn't hit it absolutely plumb, but it's good enough, and it ties the score, and they've played 6 minutes. Paul Arnold holding in. The ball was free, it goes to Hill. This is Andrew, a great chance as Carling goes. Fed out to Heslop. Heslop onto Ackford. This is Teague. Teague held by Mark Ring inside the Welsh 22. And that was a loud blast. And it may have been a Welsh hand or a Welsh body on the floor. It was a marvellous chance for England. Rob Andrew going, and then Carling quite rightly trying to make the breakthrough. Young Scott Gibbs was in on the tackle, and then Heslop, and then the forwards joined in from here. Simon Hodgkinson, born in Bristol, went to Stamford and Trent Polytechnic, and one of the great goal kickers in rugby today. That's why hardly moved. 3 points in it. They've played 14 minutes. We'll try to find Richard, but Arnold won it. But there must have been a bit of shoving or going through the line out too early. So 3 points in it. Hodgkinson then trying to concentrate and cut out all the sound from his ears. Hodgkinson, that casual little prod, but it's, yes, the flags are up. Just a little bit of doubt, first of all. 9-3, 22 minutes played, and Hodgkinson is up to 135 in 10 internationals. Lovely strike for Hill, and so quick away. Great tackle by Robert Jones. The pick-up by Heslop. Teague was there to help, so was Winterbottom. Now it's the feed on from Probyn to Moore. Another lovely ball as Hill feeds Andrew. Andrew with a chip ahead, taken out, and Arnold was back to help, but it was a late tackle on Rob Andrew. The double penalty, they're taking it where the ball alighted, and it'll be a simple attempted goal. So it's Simon Hodgkinson, the pride of Nottingham. 4 penalty goals for the 28-year-old, and England are stretching away. England could almost lock up the match here as Moore throws. Mike Teague going round the front, but there was pushing at the line out. Hodgkinson from a 200-foot high camera. Oh, he's stroking them beautifully, and it looks so easy. A little simple follow through. He reckons he's got a style rather like Dusty Hare's. Not that he's copied it, but there it is, 15 points to 6 England lead, and they've played almost 11 minutes of the second half. Andrew again, pushing Wales back into their own territory. And England quite happy to set up an attacking position, and then they'll try something from there, but nothing fancy. Dooley got hands to it. Another penalty against Wales, and I think it's for going through in front of the man.
Yes, I think it was against Paul Knight there, but really there hasn't been one line-out in the match, I don't think. Well, possibly about half a dozen line-outs where we've had clean ball from them, that at every one there seems to have been an infringement by one side or the other.
Hutchinson now, who started this game with 126 points, and he's now got 141. Hutchinson again, just a little chip. Oh, he can hardly miss, can he? It's another magnificent goal-kicking performance, and that gives him 6 penalty goals, and so he joins that list of record holders, the men who've kicked 6 penalty goals in international matches. Now, I think that now they may feel that at this stage they might be able to go for the pushover. They tried it earlier on in the first half and themselves were pushed back. Can England mount a really big shove this time? Dean Richards certainly has decided to hold him. Now they may want to slant the scrummage just a little, not 90 degrees, but enough to give him a pick-up, and for Mike Teague to go. Teague has come, that's exactly what was in their minds. Teague going, Dooley is driving, and the try is scored. Marvellous positioning by Ray Maxson. It's Mike Teague who's done it, and Mike Teague scores his 2nd try for England, and that surely ties it up for the Englishman. Well, it really was on right from the time Dean Richards held it, and as I say, England managed to get that little swivel on, which tends to swing the opposing loose forward away from the scene of action. Look at Chris Bridges doing his very best, and Alan Carter.
Another penalty for Simon Hodgkinson, his 7th, made the final score 25 points to 6, ending that run of 28 years without a victory in Cardiff. Will Carling was well content.
Oh, very much so. I think, you know, even some of our players waited a long time, and certainly English rugby supporters have waited a phenomenal long time for that one, and we were very satisfied, although probably just a little bit disappointed with the actual performance, but psychologically a great boost for us.
And of course the significance of the place kicking of Simon Hodgkinson.
Oh, it's phenomenal. I mean, a world record, and you know, it's rhythmic. I mean, I wouldn't dare comment on the technicalities, but it's superb for the team just to know that, you know, he steps up and kicks the goals.
Well, you had a long wait then, didn't you? Scotland was next in your sights.
Yes, it was a shame that we did have to wait, because with the weather and the lack of an international, we went in quite underprepared, really, especially compared to the Scots themselves. So, you know, we were very apprehensive about the whole game.
Scotland used John Jeffrey as the scrum half there. Hill made the little dart. England again rolling. The Scots are having a job to Scotland. Teague going. A very good copybook tackle, so important there for the Scots. Now it's Hill. Andrew feeding inside to Richards. Richards. Winterbottom. Another tackle by Jeffrey. Out to Andrew, along the line to Guscott. Guscott to Hodgkinson. Heslop has scored. The crowd are delirious there. The whole of Twickenham on its feet. Nigel Heslop with his 2nd try for England, his 1st in the championship. And England are stretching away. Guscott, and it was Hodgkinson coming into the line that made it. That lovely long pass off his left hand gave Heslop just enough room to get past Moore. A very good try. Three penalty goals to his credit already. And it looks as if he's pulled in a conversion. That's another masterly kick. He really is quite extraordinary, this slim little fellow from Nottingham. Superb kicking by him. 4 out of 5 for Hodgkinson. What an artist.
A convincing enough margin in the end. Some people perhaps a bit hypercritical, saying that it wasn't an expansive England style.
No, it wasn't, but the Scots are a very hard side to play expansive rugby against. They have a phenomenally good defence, and we have a superbly powerful pack of forwards. So, you know, it's sensible to play the way we played. And at the end of the day, Nigel scored a great try as well.
And it was a game plan that worked out as you'd anticipated?
Yes, it did. We were actually going to alter and be a little more expansive, but during the game we decided that, you know, it was very effective. The forwards were playing extremely well and controlling the game. And when you have got that kind of control, there is little point in expanding.
Well, with those two hurdles out of the way, it was then to Dublin, and already Ireland were beginning to take shape as perhaps rather more of a challenge than many would have anticipated.
Yes, at the beginning of the season, I think the team always knew that if we were successful up to that, it was going to be the hardest game, because the Irish are always underestimated, and at Dublin, they're a phenomenally passionate side, and you know, they have got a new captain now, a new management, and definitely a very different spirit in their side, very keen, and becoming very, very effective.
So, with 2 wins already under their belts, it meant the Triple Crown was on offer for England at Lansdowne Road.
Well, the options here must be tempting for Rob Saunders to think of the blind side, to go himself or set up Simon Gagan against Rory Underwood. Or will the back row take it on? Here comes Gagan. Gagan goes for the corner. The referee has given the try. Gagan makes it. It looked the likely option to be taken. Rob Saunders, Simon Gagan made no mistake, he flew for it. And Ireland lead from this score. It was a steady strike, a steady scrummage. It was mighty close. Rob Andrew couldn't just hold him, and before the flag went down, before Gagan was forced into touch, the try was given. Quick word between Richards and Hill, and that's the reason Hill on the break, Richards on the break to Hill. Back inside to Winterbottom. Great pick up by Andrew Carling. Guscott, but man and ball. Richards took that well as well. It's there again. Hill, Andrew, Hodgkinson. Underwood cuts back inside. Still a horn, but he's got away. Underwood going. He's going to make it. Underwood is there. Rory Underwood, England's record try scorer with his 26th, but never one more important than that. England 10, Ireland 7. 2 minutes of injury time gone. Richards. Again, that's a tremendous Irish defence. England come again, Jason Leonard. 10 metres out. Hill, Rob Andrew, Mike Teague seals it. The exhilaration of the certain victory. For the first time, England supporters can sing in relief, in triumph. Perhaps the final kick of the match is Simon Hodgkinson's, to make it the fairy tale ending. That is England's Triple Crown triumph for the first time since the 15th of March 1980. But my, how they had to fight for it every inch of the way. England 16, Ireland 7.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think every other England supporter was on tenterhooks till the final whistle in that one.
Well, we certainly were. Psychologically, it was a great boost for us, because the Irish had played at a frantic pace, and we had, on the greasy day, we had a lot of trouble trying to get control of the game. And as in the previous 2 years, you know, we were behind, and yet this time, you know, we managed to control ourselves, stay calm, alter the point of attack just a little, and Rory's try, and then Mike Teague's at the end, and a great feeling.
I just wondered, you know, what, 7 minutes to go, it was still in the balance. The nerves held out.
The nerves did, and I think, you know, when we look back on it, it was the watershed for us of the season that, you know, 7 minutes to go, we were losing. It was a Triple Crown. It was sort of images of the previous 2 years. And yet this time, we just, you know, the concentration was still there. There was no panic. Great character from the side.
Are you actually saying that you were still confident that you'd pull it round in those last few minutes?
The forwards were still exerting a lot of pressure on the Irish, and although their defence was still holding out, you've got to think positively. At moments like that, you've got to think that you are going to win. And eventually, as I said, Rory got the ball and scored. I think there was this amazing relief spread through the whole team.
Well, it was a Triple Crown notched up at last, but I remember talking to you after the game, and you said it wasn't enough. You wanted more.
I don't think it was enough. I don't think it was enough for us. I don't think it would have been enough for the supporters. You know, we had 3 years now, we had sort of gone for a championship, and we knew that if we lost at the final hurdle, a Triple Crown was no compensation for us. We wanted a Grand Slam.
And you've been watching the French getting increasingly better as a side as the season progressed, and now, of course, awaiting you for that Grand Slam finale.
Yes, they're obviously grown in confidence, and I think we would have preferred to play them earlier in the season. But against the Welsh, they'd shown all their flair, all their brilliance. But they're always lethal at Paris if you give them room. And we knew that we had to close them down, a space at the back of the line-out, scrums, in midfield. Otherwise, you know, they would do the same to us. It was the first time that we were going for the Grand Slam at home. And we knew we were going to get tremendous support from the crowd, and we did. Got an amazing welcome. And it does make a big difference. I think, you know, you play away from home, it's not a great psychological factor against you, but it lifts the home side, and certainly it lifted us.
A first Triple Crown since 1980, creating then another great finale, this time with unbeaten France. It was to be a magnificent contest.
And now only a minute and a half into the game. The 28-year-old Nottingham player can give England the lead. What a start that would be. You'll hear the roar if it's there. A perfect start it is. Not 2 minutes on the clock, and England lead 3-0. Second surge by England, but well matched. Dummy run by Hill. Still. And no advantage accruing quickly. As you may have seen, Les Peard signalling France offside from Hill's little dummy play. A chance to make it 6-0. He's missed it. Blanco on the counter-attack. This is typical adventure. Philippe Sella. And notice how the backs anticipate this great interplay to Combe-Ribeiro. Unsettling England, and Combe-Ribeiro's recovered it, sees the man galloping up. It's Saint-André, it depends on the bounce, and he's under the post. One of the most sensational tries Twickenham's ever seen. From behind his own line, we talk about Blanco flair, but that's just out of this world. A stunning blow to England. Hill, 15 metres out. Brian Moore, Winterbottom, tucks back. The wedge of support. And the drive. Rolling it round. Straightening again. Hill. Drop goal, Rob Andrew. That'll do. His 10th, already an England record in international rugby. Hill. Andrew. That'll test Blanco. Guscott, Carling together. Guscott got first snatch of it. The pack drive him over the line. Just short, it tumbles down. Hill burrowing. Penalty to England. French players in desperation coming in at every angle. And surely 3 points here. Magnificently judged high kick from Andrew, knowing he'd got the midfield pace to put the pressure on like this.
And this is what Serge Blanco wouldn't be wanting at Twickenham this afternoon. A tremendous ball, but just watch Guscott, never takes it out of the ball. But Peter Winterbottom gets straight in on that ball. The England pack drive, and it looks as though they could well be under the post for a try. And we see that it's Philippe Sella who's actually penalised by the referee for killing the ball.
This to take the lead. Relief all round in the England camp. His second penalty. A long way to go yet, it's 9-all. Just coming up to half an hour played. Richards, Teague had to stretch for it, but did well. Straightened and burst 2 tackles on the way. England again. Carling, Andrew, misses out Guscott straight to Hodgkinson. Rory Underwood round the outside. He's skated home. It's Rory Underwood. He's done it again. Try number 27. What a way to mark your record-equaling England appearance. Capturing the lead for his side. Quarter of an hour gone of the second half. Berbizier, Cambrabero, Menel, Xavier Blanc to Sella. Off goes Morocco. Session setting it up. Cambrabero looking for a little chip. Pressure on England in defence. It's anyone's ball, and Cambrabero follows through. And that leaves the game open again. Cambrabero on the bounce to score a totally unexpected try, as England perhaps for a moment relaxed. France end in disarray.
Yes, I think he was penalised there for not only offside but deliberately collapsing the maul as well.
An 8-point lead would be comforting here for England. 16 minutes to go. Simon Hodgkinson. That'll do for England. His 4th penalty to add to a conversion. 14 points. And that might be the most valuable kick of his career. France try everything in desperation now. Xavier Blanc, Cambrabero, no way past Rob Andrew then. Dean Richards is still on the deck, and France come again. Saint-André, like an eel, held by Hesler. Berbizier to Sella, Cambrabero, still men in support, Blanco inside, and now it's Menel. Menel against Hill, Menel for the corner, still Menel, what a score by France! They're never beaten till the final whistle goes. That is the Grand Slam moment for England. The triumphant moment has finally been achieved.
Unprecedented scenes at Twickenham Will at the end of that one. Sights one never seen before. An outpouring of emotion.
Oh, it was. I mean, I don't know how many of the team got lifted up, but it was amazing atmosphere from the crowd. I mean, they were delirious. I got lifted up and carried, and they wouldn't let me go. I was saying, come on, I've got to get to the changing room. But they said, no, you've got to stay out here with us. And they pinched my boots. I think they would have had my socks. I think they would have had everything if they could.
I think everyone was relieved that it was actually such a good game with so much pressure and tensions on the players.
I think so. The people I've spoken to said it was a truly great game of rugby. And I think there was some great skills on show. And it was so close. I mean, we would have preferred it to be out of the picture by early in the second half, but the French were superb, and I think really it's a game that people will remember for some great moments.
And at last, that Grand Slam. The immediate aftermath was almost bound to be anticlimactic, and battle-weary England were brought down to earth in Australia before returning so nearly to claim the ultimate prize in the '91 World Cup. Then, with Roger Utley retiring as national coach to be replaced by Dick Best, it was on to a new challenge, a first back-to-back Grand Slam for 68 years since the distant days of Wavell Whitfield. It was to be a triumphant procession.
Derek White got hands first of all, then Smith went. Ian Smith, now Nicol, Chalmers, Lineen, Gavin Hastings, Scott Hastings tackled by Carling and by Rob Andrew. They're midway between England's 22 and halfway. Scotland obviously wanting to put it wide. Nicol again to Chalmers, to Lineen. Lineen the switch to Gavin Hastings. Trying to throw off Rodber. A chance here as Halliday feeds out to Guscott. Rory Underwood is away. Rory Underwood being chased by Chalmers. Underwood is going to score a spectacular try. That is an amazing counter-attack try. Rory Underwood's 33rd try for England. England's support are delighted. Just like the try he scored against France not so long ago. Brian Moore restored. The Scots as close as that. They're driving for the pushover. McIver or Derek White. Derek White has scored, and he equals Scotland's record for tries by a forward in internationals, held by John Jeffrey. Just about 5 minutes of the match left. England 16, Scotland 7. Dean Richards with the pickup. Skinner goes and forms the block. The ball laid back like a hen laying an egg. Dowie Morris waits. Yeah, the drop goal there by Jeremy Guscott. It looks an absolute beauty. What a strike! Jeremy Guscott drops a goal to set alongside his 12 tries, and that surely takes England away. 19 points to 7. England scrimmage, solid. The channel good. Morris can wait. Andrew, Guscott got it the second time, tackled there by Smith. Winterbottom to the rescue. Now it's fed out there from Bayfield. Now it's Carling. Carling again with that scorching pace of his. Simon Halliday, Maisie running by him. Oh, what a gorgeous run. Halliday, has he got support from Guscott? Guscott comes inside on the Scottish 22. On to Andrew, on to Morris. Morris must score. That is the clincher, and it is a great English try. But it was this run by Simon Halliday that made it. He's had such a great game in tackle and break. Notice how he weaved his way. He knew where he was. Look, he's checking up where the support is. He took the tackle, and Guscott was the link man. Got past Nicol that time. And then from Andrew, Morris had to make the 20 metres. He was quick enough.
Well, 25 points to 7 sounds emphatic enough. A lot of critics said England out of form, disorganised, conceded a pushover try.
Well, I mean, there's certain justification for some of that criticism, but it's always hard to start the Five Nations, especially after a World Cup. We always find it hard to get straight into gear, and I think the forwards admitted that the first half was not one of their better ones, and the pushover try was actually about the best thing that could have happened to us. It really made us sit up and think, right, we've got to pull ourselves together. And I think the best part about the game was the way we did that, the way that the forward said, right, we've got to tighten up in certain areas, the line-outs, the scrummaging, and give the backs a little more ball, and we did that. And I actually think we finished very, very strongly. So when people say that the scoreline flatters us, I think you just have to look at the end of the game, and we were easily the stronger side. Rather like last year, I thought Ireland was going to be the hardest game for us, psychologically, because it was at home, and people just expected us to beat Ireland. And it took a lot of effort for us to get going for that. So, went in with quite a lot of trepidation.
Guscott getting it from Carling, who gets it back again. What a start by England. That's the Irish goal line there. Dowie Morris burrows again. Rob Andrew out to Jonathan Webb. Webb is home. The English players leaping in the air. And would you believe, they've hardly played half a minute, and Jonathan Webb has scored his second try for England. 5 or 6 metres short. Rodber did well. Ahern wins it. Matthews. Michael Skinner having a bit of a dust-up at the end of that ruck. Ahern again. Out to Keys. Keys going through. Keys has scored. The superb dummy. And what a lovely try for Ralph Keys. His first try for Ireland. It's in Irish territory. Neil Francis going through. Morris. Great chance here, fed inside there to Moore. Moore all the way. What a lovely score, an incredible score for Dowie Morris. His second try in succession, and he really made it virtually the whole way with a little help from Brian Moore. Morris, Andrew, Guscott. Guscott is clean through. He must score. It was a beautiful try, and it looked so simple, as all great tries do. And England have brought great delight to their support. They're taking the tap. Brian Moore, Morris, the switch there to Webb, to Underwood. Underwood has scored. Would you believe it? His 34th try. Extraordinary. Rory Underwood with pace and power. One of the great striking wings. Winterbottom, nicely out to Carling. Look at that sizzling pace again. Carling all the way, back goes Gagan. 10 metres short of the Irish line. The English are rampant, it goes out to Webb. Webb feeding on to Halliday. Halliday has scored. And that'll be a very popular try in the England camp indeed. Superb bit of rescue by Peter Winterbottom. Skinner going forward. Referee playing advantage, not giving the penalty. Carling. Carling is through. Can anybody catch him? Can Curtis catch him? Lovely heel catch, and Guscott gives it out. Jonathan Webb to score his second try of the match. Wonderful rugby football.
The French had obviously been very badly stung by the World Cup quarter-final defeat in Paris by England. It must have been difficult for you and the side to know exactly what you were up against. I mean, half the team were fresh faces to you.
Yes, they were, although despite the closeness of the game in Wales, everyone always knows France are a different beast in Paris. They love playing in Paris. And as Peter Winterbottom said to me, and we said it on the field, when you go out into the stadium, you look around, it is the place where you have to play to the ultimate to win. It's the place that is the best to win at. And we knew whatever side they were going to put out, they were going to be incredibly hard. And because they felt they couldn't compete with our line-out presence, they were always going to play an open, attacking game, and that is when they're at the most dangerous. So we knew we were definitely going to be up against it.
French possession. Session setting it up. Jambert trying to punch a hole through the England defence, but it's French ball again. Penaud straight through to Meynell. Could be an overlap here. Halliday in, though, exactly at the right time. Put pressure on the man in possession, which was Lafond. But breaking out again. Viard. Challenges by Morris, but Viard's through. Sébastien Viard with the first try. Tordo standing off on the near side, but Morris might fancy taking him over with him. England's pack might do it anyway. France are holding them just, but England again edge forward. Morris poised, Skinner poised, and France have come offside. The referee looks over his shoulder, and in fact he's given a penalty try to England as France collapse for the scrummage.
Well, certainly it's a very brave decision by Hilditch there. We get a good look at it here, but I think that the crucial man there is Gimbert. You can notice there how he dives in, takes the collapse of the scrum, and if that happens, then he has no alternative but to give a penalty try.
Down to Morris, Pears, Carling, Skinner missed out, straight to Guscott, could be 3-2 here. Webb goes well, he's got Rory Underwood outside, it's all on the timing of the pass, the dummy is bought. Great play by Webb, yet another try for him after 2 against Ireland. That's a perfect way to end the first half. Gautier, Penaud. Oof. Well, the ultimate dummy scissors, I guess, which gives England the counter-attack chance through David Pears. Swings it to Winterbottom, onto Morris. France at odds in 6s and 7s, more the link to Underwood. It's another try for Rory Underwood. That surely puts the final nail in the French coffin. He runs round under the post, and Rory Underwood, in his last away international appearance, makes it yet another try. 35 for England, and that's his 4th in a row against France. England supporters in full song. Jerusalem is the rendition we're now getting here at Parc des Princes. Rob Andrew, though, Will Carling, the kick charge down. Alain Penaud has kept some light alive for France. Will Carling, one of those nightmare moments. Pressure on from Morris. France in desperate straits. Morris fires through, and that's yet another try for the returned scrum half. And England goes soaring on. France in tatters.
We were under amazing pressure in the first 20 minutes and even at the beginning of the second half, but we managed to absorb it and finished it with 2 great tries.
Well, I was particularly amused at the end of that game, Will, because as I came back down through the stand, I bumped into your father, who said, "Oh, if you're going to the dressing rooms, please congratulate Will on that wonderful try."
He is a genuinely funny man, but it was rather embarrassing, really, because it was just a complete lapse of concentration, and the look of the boys behind the post, it was, what are you going to say? And I said, "I'm very sorry," and they said, "Well, that's just not good enough."
Well, at least the England backs were still scoring all the points in the championship. Well, after the satisfaction and after the dust had settled, it was a 3-week wait for the grand finale. That was probably a week longer than you'd have liked, I guess.
Yes, I think we would have liked 2 weeks, get on with it and hopefully finish it off, and 3 weeks was just that extra week and a lot of talk, and well, it's obviously going to be a Grand Slam, and it was really all about points. How many points are we going to score against the Welsh? And the only thing I could think about was the last time there was all this talk was in 1990, was when we lost. And it worried us. And one of the most amusing moments was on the Friday, the practice before the game, we didn't drop a ball. The practice was brilliant. And Jeff Cook, I talked to him afterwards and he was just laughing. And I said, "What's wrong, Jeff?" He said, "I just wish someone would have dropped a ball." I said, "Why is that?" He said, "The last time we had the perfect training session was up before the Murrayfield game." And I looked at him and we both had to laugh. We knew what we had to do and how we had to play to win the game. And it was a question of just remaining focused on that and not being distracted by, the debate on how many points it was going to be and what a great occasion it was going to be and double Grand Slams. And the emotion of the fact that we knew certain players it was going to be their last game. However sad that is to you, I think, it was a game we had to win and we couldn't let emotion come into it until afterwards when you can think, that this is sad. But before, we had to win the game.
"15 metres out from the Wales line. It's Moore, and again Morris in the pivotal role. Which option this time? Jason Leonard, half held by Garen Jenkins. Possession is there. Copsey looks to have got off on the wrong side. The referee's seen that. Allows England advantage. Winterbottom setting it up with Probyn. It's there for Morris, who's adding weight as well. Richards too. Wade Dooley. Winterbottom's there, just short of the line. It went to Skinner, I think. The try is given, and great advantage played by referee Megson. Great forward support and sheer brute strength. England 10-0. Joey Morris, like Underwood, hoping to make it a try per championship game. Feeds it to Andrew Guscott. Underwood on the scissors. Webb. It was an excellent tackle by Clement on his opposite number. England, though, still threatened. 6 metres out. Penalty is awarded as Wales scramble in desperation. So Webb for a new point-scoring record. And so, with the penalty points, Webb's 2 conversions and a penalty put him as the highest point scorer in the Five Nations Championship of all time. Rare back into position as England win possession again. Rob Andrew sees a gap. Inside is Dooley. Can he round his career off? He's there! Wade Dooley, cap 50, and the try. He led the team on the field to mark his 50th game, and he'll be leaving it having marked England's and his second Grand Slam with a try.
the moment of history, Will, and for you a unique achievement as a captain to lead a Grand Slam side in 2 consecutive seasons. A remarkable record in producing just 8 consecutive wins in the 5 Nations.
It is a remarkable achievement. Although the last game slightly frustrating, 24-0 against Wales is not bad. But it's not a unique captaincy achievement. I think it's been a unique honour to be part of it. But I think it's not a captain, it's not even the try scorers that win Grand Slams. It's the team, it's the squad. It's an awful lot of people that put great effort into it. And, you know, I have quite honestly just been lucky to be there. And it's been an honour to captain them. And it's one I've really thoroughly enjoyed.
Well, captain and indeed on this occasion try scorer as well. Again for England, almost too good a start.
Well, I certainly enjoyed it. It was another classic try, but it was a lovely moment for me. In a sense, yes, almost the game was finished. And just great scenes at the end of the crowd. I think really did appreciate some great rugby this year. And it's been, you know, a record-breaking year. It's been tremendous. And looking from the balcony out over the ground was one of the most amazing memories that you could ever have.
You looked reluctant at one point to leave the field. I mean, that was a bit of hard luck, wasn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, just got a bang and a slight twist to the ligaments, but I didn't want to go off. But at the same time, I literally, you know, I couldn't move around, so it was only fair. But I'd love to have stayed on. I think it would be sad to leave it at 2 Grand Slams, and we want to take it forward and build for the next World Cup. And along the way, we would like to believe we can win some more.
Well, we had to wait to see if that will to win was to be enough. With only 2 defeats in their last 16 Five Nations matches, England's Northern Hemisphere revival was complete. But supremacy can be transient, and in the autumn of '92, victory over Canada, played here at Wembley whilst Twickenham's East Stand was being rebuilt, lacked conviction as new players came on stream.
England now, though. Carling taken late by Ian Stewart. There'll be a penalty if England don't make something of it, but they are. From Dean Richards, Morris, Andrew tries to find Hunter. Hunter now on the inside cut, 5 metres out, carried over and scores. Inside Canada's 22. Morris, Underwood again, Carling, upended by Ian Stewart. Once again, Tony Underwood, man over here. Winterbottom the link. Guscott in the corner, surely. Yes. Took it superbly. England wait. Bayfield at the front. Wins possession cleanly. Round comes Richards fast to set up the drive. They've got to keep it moving or set it back. They're only a metre out. They could roll it over now. Try is given. Great forward effort. And there's Winterbottom at the bottom. What a moment for him. Peter Winterbottom. Only the 3rd try he's scored in international rugby in 53 appearances. It's Canada now. Lockheed in from the blindside wing. In the 22, Dan Jacquart. Rough, tough, powerful man. Sets it back well. Graf again. Onto Svoboda. 15 metres out. And they're going to run it off the flank. Good pick up by Graf. He's through. He's deserved it. It's a great score for Canada. And a triumphant moment as hands go up. And Graf has really been a thorn in England's flesh. And he saw the gap that time all the way to the line. Held by Richards, no, released to Morris, Andrew, Guscott, floats long for Hunter, a run in for him. And he celebrates his debut with a 2nd try.
But it was an uneasy victory for an experimental side. A prelude to the emotional return of South Africa to Twickenham for the first time in 23 years. And this time, it was another Underwood to make his mark.
Nicely out there to Tony Underwood. Tony Underwood in at the corner. An extraordinary try. And the referee was right on the spot, congratulated by his brother. A superb try by the right wing in the left corner. But it's right once again to Botha. There was no room there. That was brilliant vision by Botha. A drop goal attempt, and it's through. An extraordinary drop goal by the South African captain. His 210th drop goal in representative rugby, and it was a brilliant piece of vision by him.
Remarkable piece of play by Nath Botha. He looks to do a long pass there into the open field, swivels round, realises there's nothing on, and just look at that. What a tremendous piece of work there by Botha. World-class play.
It was meant for Bayfield, and he seemed to have it in his grasp. And they almost drove over. Now it's right to Strauss. Oh, they're simply delighted. The try is awarded. Helped there by Richter. Tiaan Strauss, the scorer. There'll be a big shove going on here as Morris waits. Morris to Andrew. That's a chip kick through, meant for Guscott. That's a great try. Guscott was through so quickly, and that was a cracker, beautifully created. Oh, and it's a try for Morris. Dowie Morris gets the score, and I tell you, Garth Wright was so unlucky there, but Morris was so quick. About 3 minutes of the match left, and Bayfield won it again. Morris to Andrew, once again the high one. It may have gone a bit too far, it depends on the bounce. Garth Wright is in trouble with it, and it's a try. It's a try for Will Carling. The England captain has sealed it.
In the end, a comfortable yet unconvincing victory. Nevertheless, it was as hottest ever favourites that England entered the '93 championship, the first with the 5-point try. But for some of the old guard, perhaps it was the physical and mental effort required to tilt for a third Grand Slam that seemed to make it one championship too far.
Camberabero, Lacroix. Again, awkward for Webb on the England line. Through is St-André, the try is given. Desperate mistake on a tricky little lofted ball, and Webb was found wanting. Camberabero trying to cause panic on the England line. France up there, St-André caught it, and he scored. What a brilliant tactic that proved to be. Magnificent hoisted ball from Camberabero. Now can Webb pull back 3 points, put England within 3. 4 minutes of the half to go. It's going to be very, very close. Off the post. Following up, it's Hunter to score. First championship try for Ian Hunter, doing the duties of the good wing three-quarter and following up the goal kicker's effort to give England then the lead. It wasn't a bad effort by Webb, but this was kind to England. But you've got to be there to score it, and Hunter was.
That hair's breadth victory brought concern to the England camp. Reasonably so, as an heroic Welsh defence was then to deny England even one try.
But there was the pick-up. And, well, it was the wrong move, pinched there. Morris going. Morris almost through. He's hit the line. But the referee was well positioned. It must have been just short of the line. If the ball hits the line, that's a good enough try. But it must have been just short. 9 points to 3. England lead. They've about a couple of minutes to go to half-time. Andrew cutting back to the forwards. Almost through. And Wales in real trouble here, although they're lucky to get that loose ball. Gibbs with the thrust. Robert Jones. Nicely out to Emyr Lewis. Emyr Lewis's chip kick. Up goes Ieuan Evans. Ieuan Evans is away. Can the Welsh it's a try for Wales. Cardiff Arms Park is on its feet. They're going mad here.
But it never was easy to win in Cardiff. To face Scotland, England reintroduced Stuart Barnes for his first cap in 5 years.
Morris, Winterbottom, Teague, the feed on to Clark. Clark laid it back nicely. Morris again. Carling switches. Bayfield goes. Bayfield out again to Barnes. A chance here for Guscott. He must score. The backs and forwards mixing it up and brilliantly taken by Guscott. Bayfield, a super jump and a lovely take. Teague was in there to help sweep. Morris, Barnes. Oh, lovely bit of work by him, right past his man, out to Guscott. Guscott over halfway. Guscott going like a train up to the 22, and it's going to be a try for Rory Underwood. That is magic. A fantastic score by England, and what a performance by Jeremy Guscott. Rory Underwood, the scorer, his 36th try in a remarkable career. His mother Anne is overjoyed. Oh, what a moment for her. A pick-up by Clark and the breakaway forward, and indeed the lock forwards. Wade Dooley charging back there. The pick-up by Probyn. Probyn to Morris to Winterbottom. Winterbottom tackled by Shield. Now it's Morris, Barnes. This is Guscott out to Webb. Rory Underwood again. Rory Underwood outside there. It's a try for his brother Tony. What a moment for the youngster. His second try. Remember, he scored one against the South Africans. And the Underwood family, well, there's no containing them. And can you blame them? No way.
So England retained that proud home championship record, 11 wins off the reel, only to find an impassioned Irish team who hadn't won a game for 11 matches, set to spoil England's end-of-season party at Lansdowne Road.
Carling under pressure, the tackle goes behind Tony Underwood. Gagan, well, it's still in play for Ireland. It's Elwood popping it up to Kieran Clark at pace, back inside the England 22. Ireland to the last, Bradley runs, slips onto Galway, they'll not stop him. It's Galway, the hero. Ireland goes wild.
A day to go down in the annals of Irish folklore. And that left France as champions and winners of the new Five Nations trophy, and England disappointed mid-table with an equal share of wins and losses. So the 5-year cycle was complete, but between start and finish, we'd witnessed some remarkable days and years of England glory.